timer. 4 shots at that target. If you hit the target, you get a point. There's about 14 points. In fact, a full 14 points available in each relay. And number 4, the fourth element, the goaltender shoots the puck down the ice, trying to score into the empty net after he takes a pass. Got it?
So there's going to be some thinking involved this year. That's good.
This replaces the old puck control relay that used to open the skills competition. And there's some very different elements to this, and there's some great passers and some great shooters. And starting it off for the Western Conference will be Henrik Sedin of the Vancouver Canucks. It's all smiles and chuckles on this weekend and in this particular event, especially for those who get to watch it and don't have to try and figure this out.
That Henrik stick handle with the puck. He told me his bandy ball overseas is how most Europeans learn how to stick handle a puck. That little ball, that hard ball, they use off ice.
And Joe Thornton only got 1. He got them all over the barrier, but only got 1 in the net.
Chris Pronger at the target has 1. He gets 4 shots, and he hit the target once. And now 45 seconds to complete this entire relay, and Pronger has to take his position so that Chris Osgood can shoot at the empty net, and he scores once.
Chris Osgood told me it was Ron Hextall that influenced him to start shooting the puck in junior hockey. He didn't really concentrate on it until he was a junior, if you can imagine.
And Greg, he turns that catching hand over. Is that something that a lot of goaltenders do? They get a little bit of a wedge?
Yes, it's the new style. They either go one way or the other with it, and he opts to go with the over and then use leverage.
Well, here's Joe Thornton. He easily got over the barrier, but his first one hit the post, and then the last one that he took caught the corner.
So for the Western Conference, in relay number 1, a total of 5 points. And one of them came on that goal by Chris Osgood.
Jason Spetz is going to do the stick handling, and he told me, he says, I don't think that enough young kids play ball hockey. That's where I learned to stick handle, using a tennis ball and playing ball hockey outside.
Mark Savard with a post. That's a high, very high saucer.
Small net, 2 posts, 2 in the back of the net.
And now the one-timers from Sergei Gonchar. Perfect passes from Spezza. He gets 1 there. And now Tim Thomas of the Boston Bruins to try and score.
He said he wasn't looking forward to this, and you can see why.
And time is running out, too. He's got less than 8 seconds, and he has yet to put one in, but here goes the first one.
He'll be happy to get 1, believe me.
And a total of 6 points, so there's 1 goal for the Eastern Conference because they win this relay or heat.
Oh, you saw the great hands by Spezza. He went through that very easily. And again, Mark Savard easily over the barrier, but unlucky. Both he and Joe Thornton nailing a couple off the post.
Interesting, Spezza talking about ball hockey and how important it was to him to learn how to stick handle as a young boy. And here's Tim Thomas, and ooh, that's a little ugly. That reminds me of myself when I handled the puck. Wasn't very good.
And how often are goaltenders on the ice without a helmet on? There's a weird feeling there as well.
The competitors for relay number 2 from the East and the West, and now they've had a chance to look at this. All of the players had a chance to go through the course this morning, and now they take part in the real deal. And Evgeny Nabokov in the middle is the only one of the goaltenders in this competition who's actually scored a goal.
And he loves to handle it. And he's very proficient at moving up ice. I agree with you, though, Greg. DiPietro's one that he tried to score this year, wasn't able to. He'll be looking to put 3 or 4 in the back of the net.
And another goaltender influenced by Ron Hextall, right, oddly enough, except for him. He started when he was just on the ice. He started to stick handle with the puck. And DiPietro said, I said, why do you have such a great shot? He says, it's all about my catching glove. I like my glove to be just like a baseball mitt in terms of the configuration, so it's nice and tight on the goal stick. I found that interesting.
Here's Corey Perry to get things started. Quickly through that course, the whistle goes, and it's Pavel Datsyuk of the Red Wings with the saucers, 2 posts.
Interesting, Craig. He's not rolling it off the stick like most players do when using the saucer pass.
Yeah, and he really aimed. He took his time. You wonder whether the time left on the clock will be eaten up at all. As Ed Jovanovski missed that last one, now has to get the pucks with 20 seconds left to Nabokov.
Dead center.
Not a real shooter, Nabokov, either. I can't wait to see DiPietro do it. He might be able to do it in the air, which will be interesting.
Now a little bit of a spin on that one sends it wide. So only one for Nabokov.
And a total of 7 points for the Western Conference in this second relay.
That's the kind of net you wanted to play with, right, Greg?
It's the one I should have played with, especially against the Edmonton Oilers. That might have been good. Why didn't I think of that?
I suspect that with the goaltenders the way they are today, for most of the shooters, the net looks a bit like that.
Exactly, not much room.
Craig, you did a lot of one-timers. What's the key to a one-timer in this situation?
Well, obviously, you have to have that key bottom hand and a stiff bottom hand with your timing going right through it. You see, when guys are trying to get cute, it's not a game situation. They're not as intense as they normally would. You've seen a number of times where they pulled it to the outside.
Evgeny Malkin lost control of the puck, regains it. The saucers from Mike Richards of the Philadelphia Flyers.
Now he's rolling it more heel to toe, and that's what you normally do on the saucer pass. Chris Pronger said you slice it when you do a saucer pass. I found that interesting. This guy's got a pretty good one-timer, believe me, Markov. Look at that. Baby.
Just about all of them forget that they got to get over here and pass the puck to the goalie.
DiPietro 1-for-1. Look at how deep he is, too. He's going right behind the line.
He's shooting it hard, too.
He's fan on that one. It's going to go, though.
He's got 2.
2 out of 3. Not bad.
There's a tie in this relay. 7 points for the West and the Eastern Conference.
You see Malkin there lost control, tried to go very slowly and weave his way through. There's what Greg was talking about, the heel to toe saucer pass.
Watch this guy shoot. I mean, he's a big part of that strong Montreal power play, second in the National Hockey League. He can rifle it.
You know, it's interesting. It's like when you're playing darts and you try to guide it in, you don't get it to where you want. I think some of the earlier guys weren't one-timing the puck as hard as they normally would, and their accuracy wasn't quite there.
Down to ice level, Rick DiPietro's with Elliott.
Now, Rick, you changed your stick. You first came out on the ice and you changed it. Was it for this event?
Well, no, I just